or it's going to be a simple adjustment, which a lot of times it will just be the adjustment. Now I've got this one adjusted to the point where you can see with it why it needs adjusting. When I put the lid down, listen when I get really close to the end, there's a click right there. You can hear the click. There, right at the very end of when I drop it. So a lot of people will complain about how they have to push the drum or bang on a little bit. It's because this needs to be adjusted just a little bit. And I'll show you how to adjust it if that's your issue. If you're hearing no click and it doesn't look like this is melting, this plug that's going into it has gotten hot, then more than likely all you have to do is adjust it. So what we're going to do is take this off, put it up there out of the way, and now we have to take this frame off. To take the frame off, we're going to take either a flathead or a skinny Phillips and put it right there and lean this up. And it'll pop right off.
Oh, so
that's one side. All right, we're gonna do the same thing the other side. Put flathead there, lean this up, and I'll show you how to put these back in at the very end. And now we got both of these. Don't lose them, because it's very hard to make that work without them. From right here, I'm gonna lean it forward just a tiny bit.
Boom.
I'm going to have it sit just like that. From here, I have to drag it across just a little bit because it's stuck underneath a lip. Just like that. Now I can move it. Now you can get it up and out of the way. Alright, our problem is going to be right here. And it's this bar.
Yep, there it is.
So this bar is what lands inside of that lid switch. Alright, I'm going to put it back down. I'm going to grab the tool to show you how to adjust it, and I'll also show you what I mean. I'll put the lid switch back in it. Alright, so I'm going to put a new lid switch back in it. And you'll see why I'm saying you have to lift it up to get these lid switches out. If you look underneath, I can't put this lid switch in until I get that out of the way.
There you go.
And push that down. Now, this lands inside that groove. And you see, I just put the lid all the way down. It's an inch away from being shut. It should be responding much earlier than that. So it means we have to adjust it. So with the lid down, you'll grab on. I'll lift up a little bit. Right there. I'll hold it firm and I'll lift the lid up a little bit. Not much. Now, I just slightly bent that. Now, it's getting the close signal when the door is about an inch and a half off instead of a quarter of an inch away from closing, which is much, much, much better. All right, another reason this could be happening is if these screws that hold this in place have come loose, which these have not, but there's two Phillips screws right here and right here. If one is missing or one has come loose, it could do the exact same thing and just not let it push that lid switch hard enough. But now you'll see when it clicks, I'll tell you where it clicks. There. I can barely get my fingers underneath it and it's still registering as closed. But when I lift up a little bit more, that's released and that would stop it from spinning, which is about right. Before it was right about there. It was right on the edge of not doing it at all. Which the result of that will be when it fills up with water, it will not go to spin cycle. It's a safety feature so kids don't jump in it or someone doesn't put their arm in it when it's spinning. Alright, so we're done. Let's put it back together. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to grab onto the inside right here, and I'm going to direct it over both sides. And here's what's hard when it comes down. Here's what's hard when everyone screws up. This lip on the actual frame, which normally is white, it's very dirty, goes under the frame of the actual washer. So this I have to slide up underneath that.
Yeah, this
From
part
here,
was a little tricky, but
the frame on the outside of the actual shell goes over the new frame of the outside of the washer. So this one goes over. As I'm coming down with this, there's a piece right here that if it's bent over, it will not let the receiver on the frame land in it. So if this is bent over, you need to straighten it back so it's facing straight up again. This happens a whole lot. All right, as I'm coming down, I also have to pull this frame forward some.
Yeah, thing rusty.
So that it's all catching right. All right. There it is, and you may have to do it a little bit, just like that. Perfect. Now the side, if it's kind of winged out, you can definitely tell that's wrong. Both sides should be perfectly in and tight. From here, I'm going to take the two pieces we talked about before. This is the hardest part, is they go this way. They go just like this. I'm going to hook the back side in first. I'll pull this in, and I'll push it down.
Snap.
And that's all you have to do. I'm going to do it again on the other side.
Let's hear it.
I'll put that side in first, put that in that first hole, and then all you do is push it down, and it's in place.
So
from here, you'll plug back in your lid switch, whether it's the one on, well, it's going to be definitely the one on this side, I'm currently working on this lid switch, so I'm going to just leave that there. Pretend I plugged that in back and push this back. Then we'll put that screw back down and this screw back down, and we are finished. That's and a lot of times it will be just needing an adjustment, but when you open this up and flip that lid up, you'll know right off the bat if it's a burned up plug. If that plug will not come out easily, it's probably melted, and there's no fixing that. Just replace a lid switch. I'll put the link in the description below. I think lid switches are less than $10 on Amazon, so real cheap fix one way or another, even if it's just replacing and not having to adjust. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Any comments, put them down below. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel.
Yeah, so once I could see the switch, the first thing I checked was whether it was fried. It seemed fine. So then I tested it with a meter. It still had continuity. So the switch itself was fine, it just needed adjusting. To reach the bar underneath, I had to pull the body off the frame and tilt it forward, and that gave me access to the lever. The adjustment itself was simple. I gripped the bar with some channel locks, leveraged the lid until the switch engaged cleanly with the lid closed, which I could test with the meter. When I put it back together, the only slightly tricky part was lining the body back up with the frame. It took a little patience. Fortunately, the body wasn't deformed or anything, so it went right on. And once it was seated, I got to snap those clips in. So satisfying. I hooked the switch back up, tested it, and it worked. Sometimes these old direct drive machines don't need a new part. They just need the bar brought back into the right position. I was able to perform this with relative ease. These old washers, you can keep them going. The new ones, I believe, that's not so much the case. It seems like the newer ones, when they malfunction, you either have to hire a technician to do something special or just replace the unit altogether. Anyhow, this concludes this video. I hope you're doing well. Remember that you are loved, and I'll talk to you later.